Now in this video we want to introduce the idea of trig functions for those who may not have had trigonometry or need a refresher on how these trigonometric functions work. Okay? So the trig functions essentially relate the sides and angles of a right triangle. So if I have a right triangle with sides A, B, and C, where A and B are the non-hypotenuse sides, C is the hypotenuse, and then inside I'm going to have three angles, of course one of which is going to be a right angle, and then I have two other angles, and I'm going to generically denote them as theta and phi. Okay? Now, our three basic trigonometric functions are sine, cosine, and tangent. Okay? Sine, cosine, and tangent. And let me actually give a little more space here. So the sine trig function, okay, the sine trig function means whatever angle I'm looking at, I'm going to take the opposite side and divide it by the hypotenuse. Okay? The cosine function takes whatever angle I'm looking at, I look at the adjacent side and divide that by the hypotenuse. And my tangent function takes the adjacent side, or I'm sorry, the opposite side, and divides it by the adjacent side. Okay? Now, what are the opposite side and what are the adjacent side? Okay? The hypotenuse will always be the side that is across from the right angle. Okay, so your hypotenuse is the side that is across or opposite the right angle. Now, this is also, okay, always going to be the longest side of a right triangle. In a right triangle, the hypotenuse will always be the longest side. Now, let's start with this angle theta here, okay? So angle theta, what are the adjacent and opposite sides? So if I look at theta, the way to find the opposite side is just to draw a line starting from the angle and then the side that you hit. Okay, so my opposite side here is going to be B. It's the side that does not touch the angle. So my angle is made up of sides A and C. B is the side that does not have anything to do with theta. It does not touch theta, so therefore B is my opposite side, or it's the side that I hit if I move outward from my angle. So my opposite side is B. My adjacent side is the non-hypotenuse side that makes up the angle. So as far as theta is concerned, A is my adjacent side. What about the angle phi? Well, in the case of the angle phi, my adjacent side, the side that helps make up the angle that's not the hypotenuse, in this case is going to be B, and the opposite side is going to be A. So how can I write these three trigonometric functions for the angle theta and then for the angle phi? Right? So let's do that. So we will have cosine theta. Oh, let's start with sine. So sine theta, cosine theta, and tan theta. All right? So sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So with respect to angle theta, my opposite side is B, and then over C. So sine theta is going to be B over C. Cosine of theta is adjacent over hypotenuse, so it's going to be the angle, or side A, over the side C. Right? And tangent is opposite over adjacent, so my opposite side is B, my adjacent side is A, So this is going to be b over a. Now, what about the angle phi? Okay, so we're going to have sine phi, cosine phi, and tan phi, right? And what we can do now is the same thing. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So we come down here to phi, and my opposite is a over c. Okay, now notice something. Okay, in a right triangle, the cosine of one angle is going to be equal to the sine of the other angle, the non-right triangle or the non-right angle sides. Okay, so the cosine of theta is going to equal the cosine of phi. I'm sorry, the cosine of theta is going to equal the sine of phi, right? And we'll see the same thing with the cosine and the sine. So the cosine of phi is going to be b over c, because cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. The adjacent side of phi is b over c. And then the tangent of phi is going to be my opposite, a over b. So when working with trigonometric functions, inside a right triangle, I have two non-right angle sides, and the opposite sines and cosines will be equal, and their tangents will be reciprocals of each other. Okay? Their tangents will be reciprocals of each other. And so when we find the cosine of an angle, all right, all we're doing is taking the ratios of the sides as appropriate. Okay? Now, for an example, suppose I know, all right, let's suppose that A is 3, B is 4, and therefore C is 5. Okay, 3, 4, 5 right triangle. What's the sine of theta going to be? The sine of theta is going to be b over c, which is 4 over 5, or 0.8. Okay? Now, why is this useful? This is useful mostly because we then can actually find the angle theta from this. So to find the angle, what we do is apply the inverse sine to both sides, and this will actually give us this angle theta. And if we do that, right, so I'm going to apply the inverse sine to both sides. So I'm going to take 0.8 and inverse sine, and I get 53.13 degrees. Now, theoretically, my cosine should give me the same value. Now, the cosine of theta is going to be equal to a over c, which is 3 over 5, or 0.6. So to find the angle theta using the cosine function, we should find, applying the inverse cosine to both sides, if I take 0.6 and I take inverse cosine, I indeed get 53.13 degrees, as I should. The angle theta is just an angle. I can use the different trigonometric functions to find it, and they should all give me the same value. Okay. Similarly, the angle phi, okay, so let's find the angle phi, and let's find the angle phi using the tangent function. Now, we can do a check here. Okay, we can do a check. We know that this is 90 degrees. We know this is 53.13. And I know that inside a triangle, all of my angles should add up to 180. So if I take 90 plus 53.13, I get 143.13. And if I subtract that from 180, I get 36.87. So this should be 36.87 degrees. Now there's going to be some rounding, so it might not come out to be exactly that because this number was rounded, okay? But when I find the angle phi, I should find 36.87 degrees. Now let's find the angle phi with the tangent function here. Tangent phi is going to be a over b. Tangent phi is going to be 3 over 4, or 0.75. So to find the angle phi, I apply the inverse tangent function. And I'm going to take 0.75, and I'm going to say tangent inverse, and 36.8698976 ... Now, typically, I would say, right, that is far more decimals than we should include, right? But why am I including those here? To show you that this is extremely close to our prediction of 36.87, okay? There was just a little bit of rounding here, but if I round this up, this is 36.87, and that string of decimals allows me to more than adequately claim that I should round this up to 7, right? If I'm only rounding up to 2 decimals, okay? So our values for the 3, 4, 5 right triangle, the values for the angles are 90 degrees, 53.13, and 36.87 degrees. Okay, so that's how we can use the trigonometric functions to find angles. Okay, and that's what the definitions of the trigonometric functions are. Now, one acronym that a lot of people use, okay, is the Sohcahtoa method, okay? So the Sohcahtoa method says sine is equal to opposite over hypotenuse, cosine is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent is equal to opposite over adjacent, okay? So you can use the Sohcahtoa method if you find it helpful. A lot of people do. Or you can just brute force memorize the formulas. Sine is opposite over adjacent. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent is opposite over adjacent. So if you have not had trigonometry before, this is really the extent of the trigonometry we're going to use. We're going to throw in a couple of trig identities here and there, but by far knowing how to use sine, cosine, and tangent are the bulk of the trig that we're going to use. Okay, so hope you found that helpful, and we will see you next time.